So you've noticed a little extra fuzz on your chin, upper lip, or cheeks? Don't panic, you're definitely not alone. Whether it's a few stray hairs or a more noticeable situation, if you're dealing with facial hair as a woman, it can be frustrating. But here's the good news. It's not your fault, and there are ways to tackle it head-on. Grab your favorite cup of tea and buckle up, because we're diving into the world of polycystic ovary syndrome and the mystery of facial hair. What is hirsutism, and why does it happen to women? When we talk about female facial hair, the medical term that gets tossed around is hirsutism. Sounds fancy, right? It's essentially when women develop coarse, dark hair in places where men typically grow it, like the chin, chest, and upper lip. It's more common than you think, and it often catches women off guard. Hirsutism happens when there's an imbalance in the hormone levels in the body, leading to a shift where androgen levels rise higher than normal, which is more typical in men. The main culprit behind this is something called polycystic ovary syndrome. While this condition is common, the details and causes can be a bit tricky to figure out. So understanding what's really going on with your body is the first step to finding a solution. Now, before we start spiraling down the rabbit hole of confusion, let's break things down. Polycystic ovary syndrome is like that friend who throws a party but forgets to invite the right people. It's a condition where hormonal imbalances mess with your menstrual cycle, and yes, you guessed it. It can lead to things like unwanted facial hair. But hold your horses. That's not the only reason. You could also have a tumor, stress. Or maybe it's something a bit more obscure like Cushing's syndrome, where your adrenal glands are on overdrive. This leads to a constant battle of balancing hormones, leaving you with a not-so-cute side effect of extra hair in unwanted places. Symptoms of polycystic ovary syndrome. It's more than just facial hair. Polycystic ovary syndrome comes with a variety of symptoms beyond just facial hair growth. You might notice heavy or missed periods, signaling potential hormonal issues, and acne that's more than the occasional breakout. Persistent pimples, especially along the jawline, can be a common sign. Weight gain, particularly around the belly, is another red flag, even if you're exercising regularly, as it could be linked to hormone imbalances and high insulin levels. A deepening voice, not exactly like a celebrity's, could also be a symptom of androgen imbalances. Infertility is another concern for some women, as polycystic ovary syndrome can interfere with ovulation, making it harder to conceive. Insulin resistance often accompanies polycystic ovary syndrome, making your body less efficient at handling insulin, further complicating hormone balance. Excessive androgens, male hormones, contribute to these issues, disrupting natural body cycles and causing symptoms like facial hair growth. Polycystic ovary syndrome and the great hormonal mess-up. So what exactly causes polycystic ovary syndrome? Drum roll, please. High levels of androgens. While women should have some androgens, those little hormonal helpers, too much of them, that's when things get out of hand. When your androgen levels spike, they affect everything from your skin to your fertility. It's not that your body is suddenly becoming more manly, it's that your natural balance has been thrown off. When this happens, other symptoms start popping up, like irregular periods, acne, and yes, facial hair growth. If you're doing your research, you'll likely come across a bunch of confusing info that mentions genetics or environment as potential causes. It's really about insulin. Yes, insulin. When your body has too much of it, thanks to insulin resistance, it sends signals to your ovaries to churn out more androgens. And boom, here comes the facial hair. You see, it's not just about high levels of testosterone causing facial hair. It's a ripple effect that starts with insulin and ends with a facial fuzz problem. Think of it like a domino effect. One imbalance causes the next. Let's talk treatments for polycystic ovary syndrome. What really works? Number 1. The birth control pill. Is it really that magical? You might have heard that the birth control pill is a go-to treatment for polycystic ovary syndrome. And while it doesn't cure it, it can help balance out your hormones by increasing estrogen levels and lowering those pesky androgens. But it doesn't fix the underlying insulin problem. What it does do is help manage things like acne, irregular periods, and unwanted facial hair. But hey, if you're in a pinch, it might help with things like acne and facial hair. Think of it as a band-aid for hormonal chaos. It helps, but it's not the ultimate solution. But it's also not a one-size-fits-all miracle. While many women find relief with birth control, others may experience side effects like headaches, mood swings, or nausea. It's always a good idea to talk to your doctor to see if this treatment aligns with your personal health needs and lifestyle. Number 2. Metformin, the insulin buster. Metformin is a drug you might come across if you're researching polycystic ovary syndrome. It helps make your body more sensitive to insulin, which in turn lowers those high androgen levels. It's not a magic wand, though. It comes with side effects and isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. But it's worth considering if you have insulin resistance. The best part: metformin can help regulate your periods, lower androgen levels, and give you back some control over your symptoms. But, as with anything, moderation is key. This medication works best when paired with lifestyle changes like diet and exercise. It's not a quick fix, but it's a powerful tool when used correctly. Number 3. Diet. The tricky part? Now, here's where things get a bit murky. If you dive into the world of polycystic ovary syndrome treatments, you'll likely stumble on a recommendation for low glycemic index foods. But before you start getting too excited about eating all those fruits and vegetables, here's a truth bomb. Not all fruits are created equal when it comes to insulin regulation. Those sweet fruits you love, they actually raise insulin levels. Crazy, right? So, what's the deal? The solution lies in lowering carbs and snacking less. Sorry, but those midday snacks, they might be contributing to your insulin woes. It's all about getting your insulin under control, and this starts with your diet. When you eat foods that don't spike your blood sugar, you're helping your body keep those hormone levels in check. Plus, it's a win for your overall health. Number 4. The whole grain dilemma. You've probably heard that whole grains are a healthy choice, right? Well, when it comes to polycystic ovary syndrome, not so much. Whole grains can turn into carbs super quickly, which raises your insulin levels. What does that mean for you? More androgens, more facial hair. Yikes, time to rethink that quinoa salad. Sure, whole grains are typically considered a healthy option, but when it comes to managing polycystic ovary syndrome, those carbs can make things worse. Instead of loading up on grains, try replacing them with healthier alternatives like vegetables and protein-rich foods. This will help stabilize your blood sugar and keep your hormones in check. It's not about banning carbs completely, just about making smarter choices that work in your favor. The link between insulin and polycystic ovary syndrome. A deeper dive. Let's talk science for a second. When your body has too much insulin, it triggers your ovaries to release more androgens, male hormones. These androgens then lead to facial hair, acne, and even infertility. So here's the most important takeaway. Lowering insulin should be at the core of your polycystic ovary syndrome treatment plan. It all starts with regulating your insulin levels. Once you do that, you'll notice a shift in your symptoms, including the unwanted facial hair. And how do we lower insulin? You guessed it. Cut back on carbs, ditch the sugary snacks, and eat meals less frequently. This is a game changer when it comes to balancing your hormones. Small but consistent changes will pay off in the long run. Your body will thank you for it. The fat factor. Fat cells and their role in polycystic ovary syndrome. Okay, now here's a little twist. If you have extra weight around your belly, those fat cells aren't just chilling there. They're producing an enzyme called aromatase, which converts testosterone into estrogen. So, what's the problem? More estrogen equals more hormonal imbalance. But here's the good news. As you lower insulin and lose weight, this fat-related issue gets better. As you shed pounds, your body will produce less estrogen, and the cycle of hormonal imbalance will start to stabilize. This means that losing weight doesn't just help you look and feel better. It also helps balance your hormones and decrease the chances of excess facial hair. And trust me, as you work toward a healthier body, everything will start falling into place. Your acne will improve, your cycles will regulate, and you'll start feeling like yourself again. How to lower insulin and tackle polycystic ovary syndrome. The ultimate strategy to tackle polycystic ovary syndrome and lower insulin levels. Start by cutting back on carbs. Swap out those pasta-heavy meals for healthier alternatives like cauliflower rice. Reducing carbs helps balance your insulin and hormones. Stop snacking mindlessly throughout the day, as constant nibbling can keep insulin levels high. Instead, focus on eating more balanced meals. Get active by exercising regularly. It helps your body become more sensitive to insulin and also aids in weight loss, stress reduction, and improving your mood. Managing stress is crucial, as high stress levels can raise cortisol, exacerbating polycystic ovary syndrome symptoms. Whether it's yoga, meditation, or simply taking time for yourself, relaxation plays a key role in managing your condition. So, what do you think? Ready to take charge of your polycystic ovary syndrome and say goodbye to that pesky facial hair? Drop a comment below with your experience or any tips you found helpful. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more tips, tricks, and insights on polycystic ovary syndrome, health, and wellness. Until next time, stay strong, stay beautiful, and keep shining.